Good morning. It's July 27th, 2025. It's been a couple days since I've done any sun gazing, and the cloudiness is starting to return to my peripheral vision. And so this is going to be a permanent part of my routine. Been doing it now for 10 plus months. And the adventure continues. Sun's starting to rise back towards the south. She's rising a little bit later in the day, and I'm having a little bit of hard time getting a good spot. There we go, there's a good spot. I'm looking directly at the sun. I quit making videos for a couple of days because I wanted to give my eyes some rest. I had pushed it a little bit too much, and I've documented it. I have not uploaded the videos yet, but I need to find an editor program, and I'm low on disk space and iCloud space. I have so many videos and so little time to edit them. I really don't think the editing and all that is just... That's the thing about philosophy. I'm making these videos. I don't expect anybody to watch them, because genuine philosophy has to be sought out. I'm not trying to make it harder than it has to be, but it doesn't matter. You could put it on a silver platter. If you don't do the thinking part, you're never going to get there. There's something I realized too about disobjectification, monism, Neoplatonism, Platonic reductionism, whatever you want to call it, philosophy. It takes humility. That's what I realize about what people believe or think, their thought patterns. It's the only way to think clearly is to put your own bias, your own feelings aside. You got to step outside of yourself and swim around in somebody else's ideas. And for me and my dad, that kind of comes natural, but for other people, not always so much. I have other family members who can't step outside their own biases. And that's not something I can control. And so I have to let that go. But sometimes it just seems like a lot of the stuff that I do bothers people. And I don't know what it is about minding your own business that bothers people so much, but it does. Yeah, it's like you gotta get outside of your own head. I mean, if for no other reason, just to experience the peace that comes from stepping outside of your own emotions. And philosophy does that. Like, when you realize that you are not your beliefs, you are not your thoughts. And all these lessons are hidden in the language. Like when we say things like, "Oh, a thought crossed our mind," it's because it's like it infers that you and the thought have different vectors, and that there's an intersection. Thoughts going one way, you going the other. We are not our thoughts, and we do that. We punish each other for the things we say and believe, and we are. What are we? I'm not sure I can answer that. I could say that we are the extrinsic attribute of God. We are the attribute of primary. We are God's reflection. I can say all that, and I think it's true, but I'm not claiming to know what God is. I'm just maybe pointing in a direction that what he's pointing in. And that doesn't, I'm looking for ways to identify. I'm not looking for ways to stand out, believe it or not. I'm looking to unify. I guess for whatever reason you got to stand out in order to do that. I'm starting to really enjoy these talks. I think that making these videos is really going to help me organize things, and it's going to help me speak better, because I sound like I've been hitting the head a bunch. And I have. I've been in over probably 100 fights, at least. I've never picked a fight in my life either. I just had a big chip on my shoulder. I had a lot of pain. And I always wore a big smile, and went out on the town, sometimes with beautiful women on my arm, sometimes more than one. And I couldn't hold on to that kind of vibe. As soon as somebody saw me, got jealous and wanted to take it from me, they could, because I would react. I would take the bait, because I had no philosophy. I just had instincts and youth. And I could just see the beauty around me. I think that's what allowed me to have such a good time. And I think that's what people were, some people, evil people, people who were doing evil, I should say. There are no evil people. But they just wanted to. We confuse our ideas with ourselves. So this is what this is, and you try to figure out where you are, you're going to figure out what everything else is for it at the same time. At least be able to put a point in the direction of origin. You can't hold origin or truth. You can only point to the direction. It's still behind a closed door. I'm just trying to point to the general direction of where the door is. I don't claim to know God. These people, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what we do. And I hope that I get to a place where I will do what is just, what is natural, not what is just. I'm not overly concerned about fairness anymore. I've just noticed the benefits of following natural law, like the way the animals do it. And they have their own set of values too. And so, where do we start with philosophy? I think we have to start with understanding, not understanding, but contemplating, just thinking about light. Which, that sounds crazy to most people. But it's really important. Light is a wave. It is never a particle. And so we must ask ourselves what a wave is. What's a wave made out of? What is it that goes up and down? What is it that pulses? it's right. I mean, these are simple questions, should be simple. It's all I can think about because it has implication. It's the fundamental, it's before everything. And that's understood, and so, I mean, that's not my claim. Nothing I say came from me. Everybody's looking for some new solution, just throwing away all the old gems. You know, some of the stuff we read, we treat transcendentalism like it's gospel. I'm gonna start ranting. We just, we gotta stay curious. Like the way we were when we were children, before we had this emotional need to please our parents and our peers and the administration. We turn off our brains so that we can feel love from them, because we need it, and it's more important than the truth, I guess, because that's what we do. There's a cloud blocking the top half of the sun. It's a tiny little cloud. There's no clouds in the sky except for the one blocking the sun. And next video I'll have more centralized points. Maybe I'll start trying to focus a little more. Bear with me, guys. Alright, have a great day. Peace out. One love.